This is JP Lucelli, and this week, the topic today is going to be how to beat back and to overcome the temptation of giving into old lifestyle patterns of behavior, even ones, especially ones that gave us pleasure from our older, more negative thinking process, one that we are recovering from, essentially. So, what do I mean by this? I'll give you a classic example I'm sure we can all relate to, which is you get some booze, some beer, whatever, you meet your friends at a bar, they come over, you're hanging out, and we have what we call the complain session. And we all know what that is. You sit down and you talk about work and who's getting on your nerves at work and what's going on in your life and what that's going on in your spouse or your lover and how they're getting on your nerves and X, Y, and Z and the neighbors and life problems, etc. And you get pleasure from that because you feel that you're venting. Right? That's the classic word. I'm just venting. Um, these these types of behavior are not good. Okay, I know there's probably a lot of people out there who are like, I'm just venting, or I'm just. It's not good. It is actively going against trying to live a positive, fulfilling life. And one reason is because whenever we're talking about problems, we have a tendency, okay, people in general have a tendency to, when we're negative, focus on the problem. And when there's more people around you agreeing, nodding their heads like crows on a fence, like, yes, I do agree with you, and like doing that, and or reinforcing a negative outlook and keep on concentrating on the problem, exacerbating the problem, essentially in a very real way, giving the problem power and amplifying that power in your life and in your own mind, because you're gonna, you're gonna leave that place. Your friends are going to go home and you're going to be stuck doing the classic stealing stare in bed after you're brushing your teeth thinking about your life, and you're going to play out those problems over and over again, and you're not going to be focusing on solutions because the complaining session wasn't about focusing on solutions, it was about focusing on the problem. Now here's the difference. It's okay to express yourself, frustration, anger, fear, rage, sadness, and I understand that. I'm not asking, so don't interpret this as like, okay, so JP's saying to go home and just bottle it all up. No, I'm not saying that. That is also unhealthy. What I am saying is that as you make this transition, you are making this transition. This is why you're here listening to me, and this is why I'm speaking to all of you, my entire audience out there. From a negative lifestyle, a negative thinking process, to recovering to becoming a positive, more healthy person and having the things that you want in your life, attracting them into your life, and bringing goodness and light and peace and to everybody you know and love. But you're not going to be able to do that if you continue in old patterns that were associated with a negative thought process. Even if those patterns of behavior gave you pleasure. I'm not saying that we didn't take pleasure from the effed up things that we've done before. Okay, we definitely have. But that doesn't mean that it's good. So essentially, I had a friend and I were speaking about this very thing, and we kind of likened it to a Chucky doll in the closet. When you're little, you have that toy that you want to play with, and in this way, to put it bluntly, you have this toy and you have fun together. But guess what? The Chucky doll, even though you guys have fun together, he also cuts you to ribbons and causes all kinds of horrific amounts of agony in the process. So it's not good. And you can't let the Chucky doll out of the proverbial closet to come and play and hang out. Okay, it's just like you could picture it as a demon or whatever else, but this old self, this self that you used to be, and the self that you are, that you're actualizing right now, currently, and you to avoid going back and playing with those old friends and playing with those old toys. It doesn't mean that you have to disassociate yourself totally from people that are used to be your friends or they're also negative or going through a hard time, but it does mean you're probably going to have to limit your interaction with them, at least a little bit. And especially in these early stages of recovery and to remold your core beliefs and your thinking process, because quite frankly, we can become at risk. And so, how do we break out of these patterns, even especially when they give us pleasure, because honestly, that's when it's the most tempting. And your friends call you up like, "Hey, do you want to come over and you know do the complaint session or talk about things?" And it's a good idea to resist. I mean, it's okay. Like I said, it's okay to express yourself, but you want to express yourself in a manner in which you feel validated. And I understand what that means. You want somebody who cares about you to listen. And there is a difference between listening to the way you feel and augmenting and amplifying and focusing on problems and the negative feelings that are associated with that problems. A good listener, or someone who's attentively looking out for you, will listen, allow you to express yourself freely, will try to get you to focus on solutions and to elevate your mood, to bring it up. Because you don't want to be down in that place. You don't want to be focusing on those problems and dilemmas and having it drag you down and feel worse. That's exactly what we don't want. And I know that sometimes the things in our lives that we did, that we had fun doing, if you really examine it, look at the aftermath. Look at the way look at the way you feel afterwards. What happened to your life afterwards because of it? And I want you to understand that your identity, who you are, your soul, so to speak, is not necessarily the patterns that you engage in. We associate it with that. If I act this way, like that's who I am. That's just who I am. No, it's not. That is not who you are, unless you choose to be that way and you associate that with your identity. And that's different. But we're not here to do that. We're here to say goodbye to that old thinking cycle, that negative, destructive, corrupt voice that didn't want to do anything good for you. Nothing good came from it, and nothing good is ever going to come from it. And you have to develop the power, you have to develop the staunch resistance and resilience to say no and to do not listen. And whenever it tries to resurface itself, we simply choose to focus on something else. It's not always going to be easy, I understand that, but it is necessary. As we change our core beliefs, we change what we're doing, we're changing how we're thinking, we're changing what we focus on and what we give power in our lives. And this entire process is required and necessary for growth in a positive manner. You see, I'm sure we've all figured out at some point that even though you want to feel better and you want to have amazing things in your life, and you can have them, and there's no one here to say that you can't, except for the obstacles that you place in front of yourself. And of course, as you know from my previous videos, some of the best obstacles in life are the ones that we create, that we put up these prison bars, so to speak, and limit ourselves. And nothing can be more harmful than to willingly be a participant and create more obstacles in our life by repeating the same patterns, even if we are used to feeling good about it. Because, quite frankly, nothing good is coming from it. So, remember that. And if you have any questions, please send them in to my YouTube channel, and I will be sure to address them. I promise you, I will address each and every one of them to the best of my ability. And in the meantime, till the next video, I want you to know that I love and care about all of you and all my viewers. I thank you for everyone that's supporting me, and even those who don't. Hopefully you'll come around. And I want you to know that every day, just like you, I'm recovering, I'm struggling, I'm in the process, I'm challenged. But together, we realize that we are powerful. We are not victims. We have all the power and all the strength and all the ability is inside here. You just have to realize it. And nobody can give to you but you. I can inspire, others can inspire, but you must remember so that you can learn and move forward. And I have faith that you will do that. We will. I believe that. And until next time, smile, be kind to others, and do the best you can.